Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Fangirlz Assemble. Although today it's just me. It's my first time just being me. That sounds weirdly poetic. First solo stream ever. Usually I'm only solo if there's like an accident or somebody's frozen. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to solo time. Solo stream time. The fangirl hath assembled. She is one. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Yeah, that icon they put in the thumbnail is when I went to One Piece Tokyo Tower. So I have pictures with like all of the the straw hats you like go into the ship. Hello, my friends. We recommend some mannequins or some comics of mannequin again. Absolutely, we do. Well, so I thought, hi, Chris. I thought this would just be a chill hangout. Honestly, it's like let's go easy. I'm going to Gen Con tomorrow. Let's just hang out and chill and talk comic books. And I was hoping to get some recommendations for stuff. So, of course, first I got to do my spiel. Check out our sponsor, InStockTrades.com. If you live in the US, you can get free shipping if you spend $50. And you can get books up to 50% off. So check out InStockTrades.com. Now, let's chat. So, been thinking about the year, all right? Thinking about comic books I want to read. And I kind of wanted to like pull some ideas from everybody. Because there's a few things I'm kind of behind on. Okay. So one of the things is in the past year or two, I've been a little bit behind on the most recent runs, like the most recent ongoings. Not, mostly the big two, but like across the board. And I'd love to hear from you all what you're reading and what you recommend. Because there's sometimes that like I may not check out like maybe like a group book or like a lesser known character or even like a main character that I don't read a lot of, right? So like, some of my like holes of knowledge, right? Like where my gaps, I guess, is like I don't read as much, right? Captain America maybe, or like I'm not reading the latest Spider-Man run. Like who are some characters that I'm not looking at that I should be checking out? And so I kind of want to see like what are you guys reading right now? Like what's on your pull list? What's good, what's not? I can say that right now, like the few books that I do have on my pull list I am like check out the floppies for and I am staying up to date are Green Arrow. I was getting all of those floppies by Joshua Williamson, but I know he's going to another book now. Because we got a lot of the SDCC announcements. I was getting all the World's Finest and World's Finest Teen Titans. So those have been kind of like my go-tos. But now like things are chilling out. Like I'm ready to like jump back in. So I want to see like what I should be picking up and also like some recommendations to talk about for the next like month. Because like right now, Kristan's still on YouTube maternity leave. Hi, Mark. Hello. Welcome in, recommend me some books. And I'll be having Jess be back on, Stephen will be back on, looking to invite some other people. And so seeing like what kind of videos you'd like to see. I know Jess is talking about reading some more, I already talked to Jess and Steve about reading Spider-Woman that came up in our last video on Sunday. So we definitely want to dig into that. Why didn't I ask your husband to go? He was no good. I mean, he's welcome to jump on here. I figured he's had a long day. And also he's got to bring the pizza to me. So it's up to you. Uncanny Valley by Tony Fleece is an ongoing. Well, first of all, love the title. Tony. I assume it's Fleece. Ooh, okay. Let me share my screen so we can look together because we're hanging out, everybody. It's Tony Flakes. This looks really cool. Oliver is a seemingly typical 12-year-old boy, except for a mysterious family history that seems to start and end with his mother. Own his unexplainable powers, that is. He can do things other boys can't to the point of landing himself in trouble, baffled by the surreal cartoonist nature of his abilities and followed by a murder of peculiar crows. This looks really neat. So it's like, okay, I already said the homages to to like old cartoons and stuff. This is really cool. Like it reminds me. So, oh, awesome! So it's a miniseries, but it's doing so well. They made ongoing. I like the so they already referenced Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I was thinking about that, but I was also thinking about, no, this is a weird pull. This is a weird like comparison. I rewatched Rock-a-Doodle last week. I don't know if other people watch this growing up, and that's a mix of also like, you know, real life and 2D. Okay, I'll check this out. So it's ongoing right now. So it means that we won't have a trade till later. But I love that art a lot. I'm not familiar with David Watcher or Anthony Fleeks. Oh, good. They have like a list. Okay, Ton of Godzilla, TMNT. Okay. Sweet. And so awesome. Cool. Okay. Let me check it out. let me stop sharing that. I am enjoying all the new Black Widow stuff with her having, okay, so it's a symbiote. So you usually get more stealth / spy things that are typical brute force symbiote stuff. Yeah, so like usually when I'm pulling something or reading recent stuff, I always go DC. So I have no idea of what's happening in Marvel right now. I usually wait till someone's like, hey, read this omnibus. So I'm reading things that are like, you know, years and years past, or I'm reading, you know, some random trait that's like, some of this character's good, check it out. Or like maybe Star Wars ongoing, so I'll check out. But I have no idea what's happening in Marvel. That sounds really cool. So is that her own, like just her run? I like a nice, like, I just have Black Widow as if that was not going to be not just the spider. Look at me go. Is that like a current symbiote comic? Who's on that? It's probably a better way for me to look that up. Black Widow Venomous. Okay. I found it. Ooh, oh, okay. This looks really cool. I do like a you know, I know that like there's probably a lot of books that are like, okay, but what if Venom now? What if we do this now? You know, but I do like that. And the art's really, I mean, like the cover's cool. I'm sure that's not the art isn't in there, but that looks really, that's cosplayable. Okay. I do like Erica Schultz. McKay is doing a lot of fun things, especially with Doctor Strange and the current recent Bloodhead event. So this is where it would be helpful if I had somebody else on here so I could like give me real time. Because I haven't followed any of the events. Sometimes I feel like a fake comic book person, even though I've read so much, just because I get behind on the current events. Like the last event I followed was X-Men by Hickman. And then before that, I got really into like Jason Aaron's entire like with plan with like Thor and not War of the Kings. You know what I mean? The like with all the War of the Realms. Yes. So all of that, like that was the big event that I got really into. If you enjoy Universal Classic Monsters, you should check out the Midnight Show. Do you mean like Frankenstein, or is this a reference? Oh, speaking of monsters, I do have a question for you all. Because I did check out all of the San Diego Comic-Con news, of course. And now I want to do some like reading ahead of time to get ready for some of the shows that are coming out. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, so you mean like, yeah, okay, cool. This looks really neat. So Midnight Show. Oh, I like that. I do like a lot of the classic monster stuff. Usually I engage with it like when it's put into other things. Like this is a good way for me to interact. I love like when they take the classics that makes it into a new book, or like there's a new board game, not new, I guess it's been out for a while, Horrified, that like uses a lot of these style, like the old the OG monster movies. Okay. Dark Horse too. I like the art. Nice. This is also helping me because if it's too hard to type and do this, so I can just watch the replay of this video by average recommendations. Okay, so Black Widow Venomous came out today and has very good interior art and a fun story. She's had the symbiote in a few books before. Okay. Thank you for the explanation of the events. I appreciate it. Blood Hunt is basically just Marvel versus vampires. Okay. If you're more into dark supernatural vampire stuff, it's very fun. If you're not into vampires, you won't like this. I would like it, I think. I really enjoyed DC versus vampires, honestly. Surprisingly, I really like the setup. There's a few things I would have changed. But I really enjoyed that. I mean, I enjoyed Deceased. I always worry when it's like a gimmicky thing. Like I didn't hear great things about her. I've never read Marvel versus Zombies. You know, sometimes I'm like, okay, are we doing this just to do like a gimmicky thing, like DC but vampires, DC but zombie, you know, this sort of thing. But I've really enjoyed lately, like what comes out with some of these books, because it's just, you know, I don't have to know about anything else. And I get to see like, what if Nightwing was, you know, okay, I could get into Blood Hunt. Oh, but is this like Marvel people and vampires, or is this like bringing in Morbius and Blade and like the crew? Because I do like in the game, Marvel Midnight Suns, there is like a huge vampire plot line with everything. So all of your like main Marvel characters, plus like your little like, I guess Midnight Suns is, I guess, the best equivalent to Justice League Dark. Basically that kind of crew fighting like vampires and things, and Mephisto and like, you know, so you get to play as like Morbius and Blade and the like Deadpool and Nico Minoru and Magic against like all of those, which I like. So I think reading that would be good too. I need to check on the Marvel Midnight Suns run, because I know that they were doing a floppy or like a series. I'm no help since I rely on you to tell me what to read. That's not true. You can recommend me books I haven't read. I know that there's a lot of things you've read that I haven't, like some events and lines I haven't touched. Although I know you're also on your big X-Men read through, and I am too scared to do that. I think it's easier for me to pick and choose X-Men runs, kind of jump in and out of. Oh, your copy of Stranger Paradise Treasure Edition. Congrats. So many pictures when you get it. How many times have I mentioned Upgrade Soul so far? Not in this episode, but in life, so much. So much. Just people on the street, you know, I just sort of like casually mention it. On the subject of board games, you may want to check out the new Kickstarter, Game Masters, a comic book history of role-playing games by Clover Press. That's cool. I wonder if there'll be a Gen Con talking about that. That's really cool. Yeah, I wanted to like dig in a little more about I'd love to do like a nice edited version of like about comic book board games, but there's so much to talk about weirdly, because like there are board games that use the IP of certain like comic book series, and then there's like comic books that come from board games. So like Dead of Winter started as a board game. A comic book came out later by Kyle Starks and Chris Schweitzer that I have signed. Like, and there's extra like swag that came along with that. And same with like Gloomhaven, board game, turned comic, turned TTRPG. It's very interesting. Like sometimes at Gen Con I'll run into comic book people, which is interesting. It's nice. I'm not surprised there's a crossover, right? It makes sense. Geeky people get together and they make other geeky things. But it's really cool. Everyone is pretty much involved in Blood Hunt. It's a huge event. It's all collected in one Omni. Or if it's all collected in one Omni, it'll be a very thick book. I am curious. I wish, though, because I know if I'm behind on DC stuff by like a few months, I can jump on DC Universe and it's very quick and easy. And I've complained about this forever, right? But I do wish that, you know, Marvel Unlimited was a better app so I could catch up on a lot of Marvel stuff easily. But it's the worst still. I don't know how to talk to you, but can you just let me fix it. Let me fix it. I really enjoyed what I've read of Wonder Woman Cut by King and Sanford. I have too. I've read a lot of it because I'm still a little bit behind, but what I have read, I've really enjoyed. The art I've really liked. People here know that I have a love-hate thing with Tom King, but overall I really enjoy his writing. And so when I heard he was on the book, I felt pretty hopeful because of what he did with Supergirl One of Tomorrow. I remember getting upset with him during this is like the beginning of me, comic book me on YouTube. getting upset with him over some choices in Batman and then Heroes in Crisis. But I ultimately don't think that's on him. I think that some of that's editorial. But man, I like what he's doing so far. Again, the art and Supergirl One of Tomorrow's perfect. Oh, it's so good. I'm so excited for that movie. I hope they do it well. Please read Flake by Matthew Dooley. I feel like has that come up before? Am I imagining? Flake. A Studying First graph. Let me find a better breakdown so I can share. Okay. This looks really cool. I will check it out for you. Let me see if my library has it. I was going to share my screen, but I can't find a cuter way to do it except for me just reading text to you. Yeah, I'll check it out. I read Upgrade Soul a few years ago because you mentioned I've recommended to other people because I'm kind of people who gives books and it's super fun to talk to at party. Oh, I'm the same way. I've literally been one of my coworkers, I lent her a bunch of books last week and then she came back to me and she's like, I read them all. And so I've got more recommendations for her. And so it always feels good because someone's like, oh, I'm vaguely interested in this. I'm like, oh, are you? Would you like to borrow 10 books? Here's my idea of what maybe you'd like best. And it's so fun. I really enjoy Upgrade Soul myself. What's the other book by the same writer called? Oh, now that you've asked me, it's gone. I can literally picture one second and I will describe it too because it's also very good. And the hardcover of that is it's the way the format is neat. Come on, internet. Bottom feeders. Oh, Chris, you're so fast. So bottom feeders. Let me just make this not so tiny. If I had the physical in front of me, I'd show you. It's a really nice not that it matters, but it does to me. It does to you guys too. You're all collect books. It's very textured, the outside. And it's about this girl who moves into this new apartment complex that has to deal with the ghost that lives in there. And it's this whole commentary on gentrification and some of racist undertones about stuff and what it, and also just being in a new place in town. The art is really cool. It's another great oops. The pizza's coming now. It's here. I don't want to get too much away, but this is another one that I really love. This one I can actually talk about. I have to do the regular Upgrade Soul pitch where I'm look up nothing. The doorbell tells you. Hi. Oh, hi. Long-time viewer, 7-time caller. What is a Marvel DC crossover you'd love to happen? Good question. Definitely She-Hulk and Wonder Woman. For sure. Now that's a selfish off the top of my head. I don't know if the story would be good. I don't care. And the reason why that comes to mind right away, because I have seen some crossover art, or maybe I'm just thinking of the Tomb Raider / Wonder Woman art that Shep and Cedric has done. But I just want these two very muscly ladies to hang out and have a good time. I think they'd probably have a lot to talk about. Not just with workout routine or whatever, but I just think they would get along. I mean, I want that. Besides, if I had to think about something that's actually would create a really good story, that's tough. Yeah, I don't know. That's the one I first think about. The rest I'd have to sit on for a little bit. I would love to see, you know what? No, I got it. I would love to see the two legacy character groups interact. So some Young Avengers with some Young Justice, one of or Teen Titans with, one of those crossovers so they can kind of compare and contrast how they came about and what their mentors are like and what their mentorship is like. I think that would be really interesting. But I also want it to be sort of in a dream world, I'd have some fourth wall breaking moment between the two universes where they can talk about how it's unfair that like DC be like, well, we've been rebooted a million times, and the other people would be like, well, we haven't, and people just have to die and come back all the time. That kind of like fourth wall breaking, like meta conversation, I think could be really cool. Daring Danielle, I have, and I'm very excited. Do we know what the release on that is? Or I know that like the news was out. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. If it's already out and I haven't read it, I'm gonna feel. Oh, it looks like it is. No, it's pre-ordered. Okay. Oh gosh, I've heard about it. And I'm really excited. Has Gail written prose before? I could look that up right now, but it'd be really boring for you guys to watch me look it up. I'm really excited to see what that's going to be. If it's going to be more like a, like a prose version of her comic book, or it's going to be like a news story. I'm always down for more Red Sonja, and it would be nice to have prose for that. When I read from Skybound, Energon Universe has been good so far. Oh. Oh, is it like the distribution? Or is that like a ongoing comic book project? I sound like a fake comic book fan. Energon Universe? That looks cool. So it's more like Transformers. Okay, so it's the IP of Transformers and G.I. Joe. So I've never read any G.I. Joe. I've never seen any G.I. Joe, ever. Are the comics good? Some people really like them. I know that Steven mentioned reading some of them. I don't know if it'd be any interest, but I did really enjoy the run of like IDW Transformers. And I would be interested in reading more. I'm really excited for that animated movie coming out. The like 3D one. Is this coming from somebody who has like limited Transformers connections? I like the IDW run a lot. And I haven't ventured out much more than that. Minus what I watched in like childhood. Go with the Flow and Look on the Bright Side by Lily Williams. Oh, I like the title. Oh, I've read this. I was like, that sounds great. Yeah, I really like this, but I don't think I've read Look on the Bright Side. So let me add that to my look. Look on the bright. What I need is like 2 more hands. So one of them can type in things and get it ready to share. And then also make it bigger. That looks really cute. So another like, oops. Like young graphic novel. Yeah, this looks like something I'd really enjoy, like from the library, and then kind of eat up. Ooh, student exchange program. Yes, sort of like because Gotham Academy had that crossover with like Lumberjanes. I would love that. I would love that. Oh my gosh, shut up. He's right in here. That's why I'm being mean to him. So if you think like, oh, Maddie's mean people in her chat, it's just the person who's sitting next to me and thinks I'm not reading his comments. I'm like, I ordered the pizza. I think, yeah, a student exchange program would be really cute. Because like we already have like, the one Marvel DC crossover. And yeah, it'd be cool to see the Justice League talk the event, But I'm more interested in side characters hanging out and talking and like passing tips to one another and seeing what they have in common. Which anime in DC/Marvel crossover would you want to see? That's a good question. So much is open now that we have like Suicide Squad, right? That anime is doing really well. I really like that. Selfishly, I would love Titans. I would love for them to have an anime, partly because a lot of anime is going to give you what we call like the beach episode or like your filler arc. So, I'm assuming most of you watch anime, but if you haven't, a lot of times in like longer series, maybe the anime is caught up to the manga, right? Or, they're trying to add some more fluff to like pad out the season. There's going to be like some downtime. And so we'll get like the beach episode or the hot spring episode or like whatever. So everybody's just hanging out. It's in between like big moments. I would love that for Titans because I think like already it's well suited for that. And it's just a great crew to hang out with. And I would love to see some of like the anime characteristics added to that. Because I think like Adventure with Superman right now, a cartoon, but it has some anime. It's definitely anime inspired. And I love seeing how that all plays together. Do that for Titans, please. Oh, or have like Unstoppable Wasp. I miss her so much anyways. She would be great with the anime treatment. Or do like Jason Aaron's Thor and go like really artistic, almost like Ghibli background for that sort of arc would be really cool. That's where I read it. Usually at least half of my library hauls are young adult kid graphic novels. Yeah, same. Well, it's just nice to like read. It's nice to pad out like you're reading a lot of like big books, like reading the omnibus for Fantastic Four by Wade and having some nice like just fun stories in between. And it's great to see which artists you kind of discover from that. Fullmetal Alchemist, Doctor Strange, perfect. Chainsaw Man, Deadpool, absolutely. Great Teacher, Onizuka, and Harley Quinn is such a great pull, James. That is such a good pull. I love Great Teacher Onizuka so much. Yeah, that would be great because he and Harley could help, like, they could be like the weird teachers that help fix students' lives. I'd pay so much money for that. That is such a good pull, and I'm upset because it's never going to happen. Oh, that'd be so good. That'd be so good. Yeah, I didn't even think about like, I didn't even think about crossover. I was thinking like anime versions. Okay, so that changed the game. Sailor Moon and X-Men. I want to see the X-Men do Sailor Scout transformations. Hey guys, we're just chilling. Taking some questions from chat, getting book recommendations, hanging out. Smelling the pizza that's in here, but I'm not eating it yet. I think I saw this be a first prose by Gail. Simona's written some short story, but I'm not aware of longer form pieces. Okay. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that goes. I mean, obviously, I really love the way she writes dialogue, so I assume that skill transfers over. But it'll be interesting to see. So in the series Oshinoko, there's a really great they talk about different forms of media. So people who write manga, what is it like when their work is adapted to television or plays? And there's a bit of a story. There's some tension between an original manga writer and the script writer for a play. And they have this great conversation between the two of them because she's like, this is changing everything. And someone's trying to get her to understand, say, well, do you think like a novelist could just go ahead and do what you do right away? And like, no, there's it's a whole different skill set. How you put together like your story and your writing is completely different. It takes time. Well, that was a really good point that like, not everybody's going to understand like the next art form, even though they're really good in there. So it's interesting to see who's able to make that leap and who's not, because it is a very different skill set. But I think if anyone can't scale, I trust her implicitly. Anime also likes to kill characters. Ray Harper. They won't do that to my boy. He'd be too good for the story. I'm lying to myself. Sailor Moon X-Men came with the perfect time, it seems. Yeah, think about it. What if combine Sailor Moon and X-Men, and then the X-Men have become like magical girl transformation sequences? Picture this. Right? Magical girl transformation sequence. Money. You're just making money. You're printing money. I'm getting pizza after this, but it probably would be cold by the time I got there. Thought by Michael Ross. Oh, a Fantagraphics book. Oh my gosh, look what a little guy is. Look what a little guy is. I'm going to share my screen so you can see how cute. I need to know nothing about this. I don't care. Look at this guy. Oh, okay. A boy with developmental disabilities finds his world turned upside down after his mother has a stroke and he realizes for the first time he's on his own. Oh, okay. I can't read this. It's a village in Germany that's largely populated and run by people with developmental disabilities. The local restaurant, local bar, the local supermarket. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Yes. Yes. Yes, Chris. Great pick. I have to I love him. I love him so much immediately. And the most magic girl is obviously Wolverine. I kind of like you call him Oily Wolverine. DBZ and X-Men would work too, since Charles and Goku are both deadbeat dads. Yeah. Oh man, guys. I don't know if anyone's interested in this. I'm gonna tell you this anyways. Yesterday, I watched Dragon Ball Super Superhero, like the Dragon Ball movie. And I haven't watched Dragon Ball Super. I watched Dragon Ball Z back in the day and Dragon Ball, and I fell off because I hate tournament arcs mostly. But it was so good because it features my two favorite characters of Dragon Ball, which is Gohan and Piccolo. And it's centered around them, and it's great. Because rest in peace Akira Toriyama, by the way. The thing I always struggle with Dragon Ball is that we always bring up like Goku is the best, Goku's gonna finish the fight. It's all him. But I want to see more of the side characters and what, their lives and what they go through, and them finding unique ways to team up and fight things. Oh my God, it's perfect. It's perfect getting to hang out with Gohan. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Gohan and Piccolo is so good to see him. Both of them are very good dads. Piccolo, number one dad. It was so good I cried. I wanted to, but I was trying to hold it in. I was just so happy. And now I'm really sad for a lot of reasons, because Akira Toriyama has passed away. But also because I really want more of this. And I don't think we're ever going to get that. You should watch Dragon Ball Super Bowl. That's next. I'm in. If the fans didn't bitch so much of the time, we could have had Goku dead, and my boy Gohan to be the lead. Listen, Gohan is so good, and I wish. He's great. I like the Sandman arc. I don't care. I think he's really interesting. He's got a lot to him. And everyone, dog on him. It's like, oh, he wants to go to school and he's a nerd. No. He's great. He's interesting. He's smart. He's compassionate. Like, he's a really interesting character. Piccolo keeps getting those damn plushies he doesn't care about, doesn't know how to hold. Yeah, why? The movie is so good, but the fact that they were like, what if we had Piccolo hold his phone like this? Like, why does he do that? Genius. Characterization perfect. So silly. Netflix just dropped the teaser trailer for Squid Game season 2. Ugh. I'm so ready. I'm so excited. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Umbrella Academy. I'm really excited because the Tomba, my favorite platformer, is getting re-released, I think, tomorrow for Switch and PC and all the systems. That's not related to comic books or shows, but I need you all to know that my favorite platformer, you play as a pink-haired caveman fighting pigs to get his uncle's or his grandpa's golden bracelet back. But I'm really excited for Squid Game. It's about time. I need it to be back. Gohan is a Dragon Ball. What John Kent is a DC, far superior to his dad, is what fans are in denial. Now, listen. I can't say that because I can't compare. I love Superman a lot. And Superman is a really good dad, where Goku is not. Dragon Ball Daima. What's up? Huh. On the original anime series. It's like a younger Goku again? Oh, everybody's little. Everybody's little. Oh, de-aged. Okay. I am potentially interested just because when I clicked it, I saw Yamcha. And I would like to see more Yamcha. As a superhero in the current manga, Gohan is back on board. Main characters all the same kind of power level, but everyone has different abilities. It's good. So I've never read the manga actually. Recent manga Gohan, I got banned from school. Goku, who's fan. I think I'm gonna have to. I'd like to read it. Yeah, Elliot showing me the movie yesterday got me feeling like I was back in, I don't know, the early days whenever I was watching it after school. It just felt good. And I forgot how much I miss them. I miss them so much. Ugh. It's time. Daima was Toriyama's last project before he passed. Oh. You should read the miniseries Dragon Ball. That time I got reincarnated as Yamcha. Yes, I want to read it so bad. I've heard about it. I haven't heard if it's good or not, but I like the premise. Because I also like Yamcha. It's like a joke. What a goofy guy. I'm about to say, like, if I'm ranking my favorites, it's probably Gohan, Piccolo, and then Vegeta are my top three. And Goku's just fine to me. Maybe because I'm tired of him. I don't like stories where like, okay, this one guy he's gonna fix it all at the end. I've always struggled with that. I've never been as interested. Because like, the same can be said for like One Piece, but every arc, everyone is always helping and all, everyone's got their own like thing that they're doing all at the same time and they're all creatively going after the problem. So it doesn't feel like just the Luffy show all the time. And also the women do stuff. No. But so there's women that do things. Piccolo is a single mom who works 2 jobs, loves her kids, and never stops. Yes. Yes, he is. Number 1 anime dad. Honestly, number 1. Now, as I say that, somebody's going to be like, what about this guy? And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot. Probably. But to me right now, Piccolo. I just finished Girl from the Other Side. I just read it. What do you think? So I only read like maybe like the first omnibus of that, like the first like big collection. I was scared to read more of it because I read their other books and because I like the art and I like the premise. Like Girl from the Other Side looks really good. And then their other books, I was like, this feels really, I don't know, I was on YouTube, but it's a lot of like older people and very young people together. And I mean, very young and some weird like incesty stuff in his other books. And so I was so worried that I'd start reading Girl from the Other Side and then it would become that. Like it would do what Usagi Drop did, where it would start off as like a nice story. And then it's like, hey, you want this like really weird age gap thing to happen? So I was too scared to read more of Girl from the Other Side. So I'm interested in hearing, spoiler free, like what you think if you thought it was worth it. Because it looks so good. Piccolo's best father, Vegeta in second, Goku in last place. Gohan better be on that list. What's up, Maddie? I hope you had a good day. What are your top 5 anime? Good question. One Piece, Gurren Lagann, Slayers, Monster. Where do I want to put my 5th one? That's hard. Maybe Sailor Moon. Now that's just the top of my head. If I had to think some more about like really breaking down, I think I'd choose some different things. Like, because definitely like top 20 would be like, I think some recent ones are on there. Frieren, Delicious in Dungeon, Great Teacher Onizuka, of course, Baccano, Science Gate. Oh, Madoka Magica. Like there's a whole, but it's hard to choose. But One Piece is definitely very, very high up. And so is Slayer because it means a lot to me. I enjoy it. Did not go in that direction. That's what I need to know, Chris. Thank you. I was waiting for it all to come out, somebody to tell me so I could know it was safe. I just don't want to get my heart broken. Don't forget Gohan raised future Trunks in that one timeline. My man sipped up just like Papa Piccolo. That's my man. That's my man. Slayer should get a remake like Rama 1 half. I wouldn't be surprised if they did because we got like some newer seasons with better animation, but they were different. I'm happy for any more Slayers, honestly. All right, I need to eat this pizza. This was really fun, actually. I was worried that like a hangout stream might be boring, but honestly, this was. I like this kind of moments a lot because sometimes if we read a book, it's like we talk about it and then we're done. We have nothing to talk about. So it's nice to just kind of chill and talk. Thanks for helping me feel like not super awkward for just having just me up here. This has been really fun. I needed it. So I'll be at Gen Con the rest of the week. And so there's no show on Sunday. The rest of the Sundays of the month, regular time at 11. We'll have one Wednesday. I got to figure out which one. And I'm going to reach out to, there's other people on this month. So maybe Spider-Woman would be this month. I'm going to reach out to Jess and Steven and Tina and see when they're available. But let me know later if you have any ideas of like more shows you'd like to see. If you want to like chill stream like this, super down for that. If you have any more topics or anything, like comment down below or send me a message on Instagram or whatever. And we'll see. If you're at Gen Con this weekend in Indianapolis, holla at me. I'll be walking around. I know I'm gonna see the Guz Buzz. So Joey's gonna be there. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I'm gonna go enjoy my pizza. Check out our sponsor, InStockTrades.com, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Bye.